Hello, this is John Kehoe. I'm advocating against the human rights violations that has had something to do with the adoption through Catholic Charities in 1965, as well as being funded by the black budget and the DOD. I'd like to refer today to Chris Jones, my nephew, who at 27 years old, only graduating from college, only graduating from high school, never attending college ever, and only working in an oil yard moving trucks, driving them. At the age of, for 4 years, he did that in New Mexico, and at the age of 27, in 2011, he was lifted up to a position earning $150,000, more than anybody in my family, at Halliburton Oil Yard in New Mexico. This happened after it was certain that I would end up in San Antonio for the San Antonio conspiracy that involved my sister luring me down there saying, everything's going to be great, we love you, I can't believe you've had a hard time. And I wouldn't go to San Antonio, so what they did was they did the conspiracy to lock me in a psych ward based on the utterly false allegations that I had made threats to kill Senator Gillibrand and my family. And that was only a month after the Gabby Gifford shooting. And that's what these people did to exploit that. So I'm locked in there, and they're forcing me to take a medication that I do not need, and all that it is going to do is compound my health, my healthy mental state, with side effects that by the time I got out, I was wrecked. Plus, having something like that done to you, where everybody, you have no, where even the judge in the city was just signing a paper to keep you in there. And what got me out was the threat to go to court. But that was only after they kept me there for 3 months, and I lost all my email accounts, about 5 of them, with a lot of saved material on them. But anyway, the San Antonio conspiracy was to get me into San Antonio and to basically just convinced me to get an apartment. My sister bought me a guinea pig even before I made a decision to stay. Nobody mentioned anything on my blogs or anything. They would say things like, "Oh, it must have been horrible. I heard something. It was bad. Your brother shouldn't have stole from you." But nobody referred to anything that's so blatantly a part of my life every day. So $150,000 given to a job, given to a year, given to Chris Jones, because he was lodged already in Halliburton. They lifted him up to a supervisory position where, according to him, he was in the ranks of engineers and people much older than him. And he had only worked for Halliburton for 4 years moving trucks in the yard. They gave him that money so that they would do this, be 100% behind this conspiracy, lure me down there as a family member who they love, and then they will do things with me several times a week. Once I got into my apartment, I never saw them. I had Facebook, they bought me a computer, and all I had was that computer, and they started to, the operation started to implement applications of severe torture to my body, and use various people in and around the housing complex that I lived in to do staged, scripted harassment, basically, based on degrading themes of pedophilia and whatnot. And I was just isolated there. And they used several people on my Facebook directing links and chains, messaging to build upon what they were doing overall to me there. Basically, I was locked into a lease. Sue was hoping to convince me to get all my things from New York City, a lot, there. They wanted me I was in a 8-month lease, and they were hoping to break me down so where I would take revenge somewhere, anywhere. I ended up just leaving, and when I told them I wanted to leave in the office, they said, "Oh, that's going to cost you so much money." I didn't care at that time. It was my survival. My sister I saw no one. 6-lane highway, fast food joint, American food everywhere. It was horrible. And I landed in New York City for the first time in my life, doing something since 2006. In 2011, September 27th, I landed in New York City, and that was the first time I did something that was not a conspiracy against me, meaning it wasn't people forcing me into rehabs when I had no problem, just the foreigners in China soliciting weekend partying and recreational drug use. And then the conspiracies to lock me in, to lock me into housing in Binghamton, and then the San Antonio. San Antonio happened because I was living in hotels and I had a level of independence. They need what they use institutionalization for is to shock your system, break your will down, and force you or use somebody to manipulate you into some situation. So that's a crime. So that's criminals exploiting the medical field. Thank you. Bye.